there, thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Stampin' Bella image called Lacey Has a Letter. Isn't she cute? I will put a link down in the description box of the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. Also make sure to check out the Heather's Closet section while you're over there, because I just refilled it, so there's a bunch of new close to my heart stamps in there I'm trying to get rid of. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I have stamped my image on Nina 80-pound Solar White cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So let's color. Okay, so let's start out by giving our girl an outline, and for that I'm going to use W00. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to start down here at the bottom, and I'm going to go all the way around to the other side. Give her a little bit of a shadow. And I like to do this first so that I don't have to worry if I get some on her or picking up colors from my coloring, because that always happens to me no matter what. I would touch something and bring it out here into the background. I'm going to go around her hair up here. And it's kind of squiggly, so I'm just kind of dipping down in there because I'm going to color it in, and you won't see any of this marker in there anyway. And we'll go around our envelope. And I usually just let the pin go around however fat or skinny it tends to be. I'm not too worried about that. Next, let's do her skin. For that, we're going to use E11, 00, 000, E04, and then for her cheeks, I'm going to use E93. Let's start down here on her leg, and we're going to start with our E11. So I'm going to go underneath of her skirt, or her dress, just a little bit. And then I'm going to come down this side of her leg and clear down to her little sock. And I'm going to kind of come around on the top of her sock just a little bit. And then she's got her knee right here, so I'm going to give that a little dab of color. And we're going to do the same thing for over here. Go under her skirt. And then let's go down the back of her leg and across her sock, and then do her knee. And then I'm going to add E00. I'm going to touch the top of my E11, and I'm going to come clear down her leg. That. And do her knee. And then I want to add my E000. And then I want to do a second coat of my E00. And then I'll go with my second coat of E000. And then I want to add just a dash of my E04 for a shadow. So for this side, let's do a little dab right here in the crease of her leg. That. And then on this side, we're going to do the back of this leg. And then I'm going to do a little dab on the bottom of her leg right here. And kind of curve it around to her sock just a little bit. And then over here, same thing. Let's do a little bit on the inside of this leg and along her sock. Like that. And we're going to go up here to her face, and a little bit of her arms are showing, and we're going to do E11. And she's got a little dab of arm showing, so I'm going to do right here and on this arm. And then for her face, I want to go up here a little bit underneath of her hair. And I'm not worried about touching her hair because we're going to color that brown. And come down over here. That. Then I'm going to add E00. Whoops. Knocking things off my table. E00. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill in her arm. Here. And then for her face, let's go around by her hair and then bring it around the bottom of her chin right here. Oh, I forgot her neck too. Let me grab my E11. And then my E00 for that. Better not forget that. Will completely forget if I don't do it now. And then we're going to add our E000. Then I want to add a little bit of cheek color, so let's do E93. And then we're going to add E00. And then E000. And then I'm going to add my E04 for a little bit of shadow underneath of her hair. So let's do a little dab right up here. Like that. So for her hair, we're going to use E29, 27, 25, and 23. I'm going to start with my E29. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some little swirls in here. So let's start right here and kind of go little curly cues. And I'm not keeping them on the lines that the girl put there for me. You can. Just doing some random swirls up here. Maybe get a little couple down here closer to her hair bow. And then I'm going to do, see, nothing fancy about that. Then I'm going to add E27, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So let's go in here. Like that. And then we're going to add E25. And let's see, and that leaves us with E23. So from E23, I'm just going to kind of go in and brush over all of this white. You can also leave white on there if you like that. I always think mine looks terrible. It probably doesn't, but for me, I think it's awful. Aren't we the worst critics of our own coloring? here, go around all this stuff, and just kind of swirl over everything. Over the top of my headband. Moving on to the envelope. For that, we're going to use E43, 42, 41 in a colorless blender. We're going to start with E43. Let's do, there's a little bit of envelope showing on this side, so let's do that first. That. And then there's a little bit showing here behind her neck. Right in here. And then let's do a little dab here. Dab in there. This. Let's do this little wrinkle right here. And let's see, let's add a little bit in this V right here. And then I want to bring a little bit down on this wrinkle. Like that. Then we're going to add E42. So I'm going to soften these lines over here. A little bit around the bottom of her hair here. So then we're going to add E41. And let's bring this over here. That. And then I'm going to take my colorless blender and I'm just going to lightly soften those edges of those colors. Let's hop down here and do her shoes next. For that, we're going to use 100 and C5. So I'm going to start with 100. And I'm going to color in most of her shoe. And I'm trying to just use the very tippy tip because I don't want to get it everywhere. And then for her shoe, we want to do, I want to leave a little bitty white or a little patch for my C5. So let's go here. Just leave a little crease for that lightest color to go in. And do the same thing on this side. That. And then I'm going to take my C5 And I'm just going to swoosh over that little white patch. For her sock, let's add C1. Do a little dab there in the spot where you can see behind. A little bit underneath that ruffle next to her shoe. Okay, we'll do this side. Again, under the ruffle next to her shoe. Let's go up here and we'll do her dress next. So for her dress, we're going to use C5, 3, 1 in our colorless blender. And we're going to start with C5. I'm going to do C5 in the crease right here for dress, where her sleeve is. I'm going to bring that up here too. Let's go right here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Up here to this heart. And then I want to make a few of these little creases in the top of her dress a little bit more extravagant. So let's do this one, this, and I'm trying to just barely touch that paper. And then one right here. And I want it to go kind of with the curve of the dress too. Okay, and then let's go down here and we'll do the bottom. So let's add a crease right here. That. And then we're going to do this one. Oh, let's see here. Let's do come up. This. How about like that? That looks pretty good so far. Okay, let's do C3 next. And with that, I just want to go right over the top of that C5. And I want to go down a little bit further. And then with my C3, I also want to add a little bit of color down here underneath these little ruffles. This ruffle. And then we're going to add C1. And same thing with the C3, I just want to go right over the top of those last two colors. And we'll add a little bit down here underneath our ruffle. Then I'm going to take my colorless blender and I'm going to swipe over her entire dress. Kind of swooshing over those lines and smushing them out. Let's hop up here and do this little button in her hair next. For that, we are going to use C7, 5, 3, and 1. We're going to start with C7. And for C7, I just want to go on the inside of these lines that are already here. And then I'm going to add C5 to that. And then we're going to add C3 to that. And then I'm going to fill in the outside with my C1. That leaves us with the red. So we're going to use R37, 35, and 32. And we're going to start with R37 up here on her little headband. And then I'm going to add R35. R32. And then I want to repeat, so R37. R35. And then our R32. And we're also going to use these colors down here on these little buttons on her shoe. So let's do R37 first. And like the button in her hair, I'm just going to try to do this right where those little lines on the outside are. And then I'm going to fill in the center with R35. And then we'll fill in the outside with R32. Then we're going to go up here and we're going to work on all these hearts on her dress. So we're going to do R37 first. And I'm just going to pick a side and give it a slash of color. Then I'm going to add R35. Whoops, colored the dress. And then I'm going to fill them in with my R32. Let's see if I can not color any more of the dress. I just have messy hearts today. So there is our beautiful Lacey Has a Letter all colored up. Didn't she turn out cute? Love her. Then again, here is our finished card. So my finished card, she's popped up. These hearts over here are popped up on top of her, and then the sentiment is popped up. And I have stamped my sentiment with Versamark ink and then embossed it with some Wow Metalline red embossing powder. You do not get that in the kit. You're going to have to stamp yours black or use whatever embossing powder you would like. Then I added some, of course, some Spica Clear glitter pen to her hair, and then to this little hair bow here, and all these little hearts down here. And this time you're going to get a package of Simple Stories Winter Wonderland enamel dots in your kit, so you can put those onto your card wherever you would like those. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, leave me a comment and I will make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.